Remember when I said earlier, I've never seen so many cowards and black men in this business? I would have to put my brother Tyler Perry in that. I would have to put my brother Tyler Perry in that. I would have to put my brother Tyler Perry in that.
To appreciate why Day 6 feels like the edge of a cliff, you need the roadmap of the previous week. On Monday the 12th, federal prosecutors outlined a scheme they claim began in 2005. Private jets stocked like mobile clubs, hotel suites guarded by off-duty cops, and a relentless churn of young hopefuls, pressured into acts that read less like consensual fun and more like ritual theatre. Cassie Ventura, the former protege and long-rumoured ex-girlfriend, spends 3 days peeling back that theatre's curtains, tears, throat glottal, wrists trembling. Then comes Dawn Richard, once part of Danity Kane, who confirms seeing bruises on Cassie's ribs after a yacht trip nobody on payroll is willing to discuss. She mentions a private inside joke the entourage used whenever Diddy arrived with a new companion. Don't look her in the eyes, she'll be gone by breakfast. By Friday, Spotify streams of vintage bad boy hits have dipped 17%, while TikTok teens remix Cassie's tear-stained audio over glitch pop beats that chart overnight. Yet, public attention counts heartbeats like a drummer, and repetition numbs the ear. Each day repeats a cycle of horror, analysis, and late-night jokes ribbing Diddy's courtroom scowl. Viewers begin predicting the beats, and prediction is the enemy of attention. The prosecution knows it, which is why their next move has to be nuclear. What they don't know is someone else just walked in with the launch codes. Flashback to that courthouse corridor. Security passes beep, metal doors sigh, and inside courtroom 10B, every seat is taken. At 9:13 a.m, the clerk's voice, crisp as an ice cube, announces, "The government calls Monique Angela Hicks." A half-second glitch in the collective mind. Monique who? Then realization detonates. Monique. She rises, chin level, a faint smile orbiting her lips, as if she's already heard tomorrow's news cycle. Diddy's lead attorney jerks upright, jaw flexing. Sketch artists lunge for fresh paper. She carries a folder nearly 2 inches thick, the paper inside rippling like it wants out. Everyone remembers Monique spent a decade telling interviewers that Hollywood tried to starve her into silence. If today she plans to feed that silence back to its creators, the taste might be bitter enough to stick to the jury's ribs. And that's before page 1 even turns. Remember 2010, the Academy Awards stage, Monique in royal blue lifting an Oscar for Precious. Critics crowned her performance historic, yet by summer she vanished from blockbuster casting sheets like an outlaw scrubbed from wanted posters. She later revealed she had refused an unpaid multi-continent press tour demanded by Lionsgate and reinforced by Tyler Perry and Oprah Winfrey. On talk shows, she insisted she wasn't difficult, just asking to be paid for her labor. Hollywood PR machines called her temperamental. She sued Netflix in 2019 over a lowball comedy offer, toured grimy clubs anyway, and turned stand-up sets into confessionals on systemic silencing. Each punchline ended with the same moral. Baby, I know what they do in them back rooms. Now she's under oath, facing perjury penalties. If she embellishes, she risks jail. If she tells the unvarnished truth, she risks burning what few bridges still cross the studio moat. Either way, the gallery can't look away. Monique flips the folder. The first sheet is a timeline printed landscape on glossy cardstock, color bars marking meetings like tectonic plates. April 3rd, 2015. Malibu brunch with OPW, TPC and SC. June 17th, 2016. Atlanta charity gala, same trio, plus a crisis comms consultant from Ivy Road. Each entry lists location, GPS coordinates, and a code key referencing attached exhibits. Defense counsel barks speculative, but Judge Reynolds overrules. Allegation, yes. Irrelevant, no. Jurors nod, eyes widening as a cultural suspicion crystallizes into a possible paper trail. The timeline doesn't just implicate Diddy, it sketches concentric circles of influence powerful enough to warp other careers like gravity, and the hush turns electric. Exhibit 219, A lands on the projector. a 23-minute transcript labeled partial authentication pending, featuring Monique and Tyler Perry. Monique reads aloud, Perry admitting her blackballing, warning a public apology would torch Hollywood if Puff's parties were dragged into daylight. Gasps flutter like startled birds. For years, Perry has been America's motivational mogul. Now his own words suggest he shielded a darker enterprise. Monique lifts her gaze. Fear is currency, she tells the jury, tapping the page. And right now, it's overvalued. The penny drops, straight down the rabbit hole. June 2006, Los Angeles Hills. Hilltop driveway lined with black Bentleys. Valets collecting cell phones into velvet pouches. Hallway cameras taped over. Inside, jasmine candles halo mirrored walls, and R&B hums at a conspiratorial decibel. A Grammy-winning producer in only a silk neck scarf escorts guests behind curtains. It's all about experience. Sign and relax. An assistant coos, pen icing over an NDA line. Monique's instincts scream. She feigns sudden illness and exits through a kitchen door. A week later, her agent goes dark. A month later, Indy offers evaporate. She thought refusing one party cost her a night. Now she knows it cost years. Prosecutors juxtapose her account with Cassie's freak-off descriptions. Candles, camera rigs, curated escorts. The overlap is uncanny. Symmetry breeds credibility. Frame 1. Tyler Perry on Bishop T.D. Jakes' stage, $1 million check in hand. Frame 2. Variety photo 3 days later. Diddy and Perry laughing backstage at the BET Awards. Frame 3. Gossip blog dashboards showing 5 blind items on Diddy's masked soirees silently 404'd that same week. Monique calls it choreography, not coincidence. Image management is a dance, she says, and sometimes the tithe doubles as the tip. Jury pens race. Monique recounts confiding childhood trauma to Oprah, who later airs an episode starring her brother. Days after Monique refused the unpaid Precious tour, she submits a redacted email, subject optic synergy, Monique, Oprah, Puff. Visible bullet. Coordinated charity rollout neutralizes chatter. It's not a smoking gun, but the whiff of gunpowder is unmistakable. There's a list, she says. Air pressure in a locked room, speak against an untouchable and doors locked coast to coast. She reads an anonymized statement. A former CW heartthrob describes a mask ritual with Polaroid cameras, phones bagged, NDAs fluttering like hymnals. He backed out. His pilot quietly lost financing. Fear, Monique adds, is the cheapest security system money can buy. Asked what fuels the machine, she answers, fear. She turns to Diddy. You gambled on people staying silent, but silence has compound interest. Sketch artists capture the instant his shoulders sag, memed hours later as bad boy for life support. Recess. Monique bombshell rockets to the top of X, overtaking a surprise Beyoncé drop. Shares in Revolt Media and Tyler Perry Studios slip 5%. Spotify quietly removes 3 Diddy playlists from feel-good hip-hop. Defense files emergency motion to strike her testimony. Prosecutors fire back. Judge sets arguments for dawn. Meanwhile, YouTube search volume for Tyler Perry apology audio soars 3,200%. TikTok creators stage dramatic readings of the transcript, layering neon captions over ominous orchestral booms. The aftershock is only forming. Dusk bleeds purple across the Potomac. Monique's folder is sealed. Rumors swirl of appendices naming studio heads, chart-topping rappers, a late-night host, tomorrow's lead witness, a former Revolt TV staffer who invented optics virus, corporate slang for burying bad news with brighter headlines. If he links emails to Monique's timeline, Hollywood's silence machine could blow a circuit. Here's where you shape the story. Every share, every comment, every conversation bends the spotlight. Subscribe, punch that bell, and join us live from the courthouse steps. Will Perry be dragged into open court? Will the audio survive chain of custody? Day 6 proved the machine can shake. Day 7 might prove it can shatter. Stay curious, stay loud, and brace for the aftershocks. By midnight, the ripple circles the globe. Lagos morning DJs debate whether Afrobeat stars will distance themselves from Diddy. BBC4 calls this the Weinstein moment for music. Sydney Breakfast News rolls Monique's stride in slow motion against fireworks. Wall Street hedges, a streaming giant rereads its morals clause. Discord sleuths triangulate the 2006 mansion via mountain silhouettes. A leaked PDF titled "Deactivate Optics Virus" spreads across 100 subreddits. Steps include narrative swap, charity flood, spokesperson pivot, lawyers dispatch takedowns. The internet refuses amnesia. So where will you be when the gavel drops tomorrow? Refreshing your feed, debating in comments, or maybe questioning the instinct to call whistleblowers difficult because giants say they're too small to matter. Stories grow teeth when we bite down together. If you've watched this far, you're part of the jury history remembers. Even if you never set foot in courtroom 10B, smash the like, share the shockwave, and rest up. Dawn is only hours away, and the system we saw swerve is deciding whether to patch the cracks or let the dam give way. Catch you at sunrise, because day 7 won't wait.